Jesus asked Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me? If you love me, feed my sheep." Hi, my name is Bernard. Looking back, there was this call within me from the Lord that He wanted me to go and join the altar service. I just felt a voice within me, go and join the altar service. Really, in altar service, that's where I felt the faith came alive for me, because it's really the sense of that brotherhood, the sense of the community, the sense of, okay, we pray together, right? We also play together. I still remember there was this time when I was back home after my class. Then my mom came to my room and asked me, "Hey boy, follow me to go to St. Church for Mass." So reluctantly, I went with her to St. And I met this priest whom I know, and he told me, "Hey Bernard, come and serve." So I told him, I said, "Father, technically, I don't belong to the altar service here in St. Then he said, it's okay, just come and serve." So then he introduced me to Brother Sam, who is now Father Samuel Lim. So then we served the whole Mass together, and I saw my mom, and she was like half amazed. She's like, "You told me you don't want to come for this Mass, then you're serving at the Mass." And so then I introduced Brother Sam to my mom. Then he told my mom, "I think your son has vocation to the priesthood." Then I looked at him and I said, "Brother, what are you talking about?" So fast forward, right after my poly, so I was in army, the desire towards the priesthood wasn't really there. I just felt I just want to live my own life. I still go for Mass. I'm still participating in my sacramental life. But I felt at that point of time, okay, I just want to settle down. I just want to get married. I even thought of just having 2 children. So after my national service, I decided to work full-time. So I was working in the headquarters of Cocoa Trees in the import department. So basically my role at that time was to liaise with the suppliers overseas and then to order the chocolates and bring it into Singapore. So I had really a good time in Cocoa Trees. I really enjoyed working there. But I was searching for God. I was really searching for answers. I was in a loss because something is missing in my life. I just felt I could not really be comfortable in the pew. From serving Mass before to not serving Mass, I just felt very restless at Mass. I still remember it was a Friday before Holy Week. So I was at the side wing praying, and I was just looking at this life-size crucifix that we used to have in the main church. And I just felt very intrigued by the crucifix. I just felt very drawn, and I was just looking at the crucifix, just praying. And as I was looking at the crucifix, I heard the Lord's voice asking me, Bernard, do you love me?" So I knew it was from the Lord because the voice was very pure, and of course coming from the crucifix, I just felt a lot of peace, as if I was just having a very good conversation with my friend. And I said, "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." And the Lord asked me the second time and the third time, Bernard, do you love me?" And I said, "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." And I was just overwhelmed with emotion. And then the Lord said, "If you love me, feed my sheep." So that was my very first tangible call. I knew it was the priesthood because I just felt this strong desire, I just felt this strong attraction to the priesthood, drawn to the intimacy of Christ, right, to the priesthood of Christ. I just felt it was just so moving. I just felt so overwhelmed by my emotions. A few months later, I was coming for Mass, also here in Nativity. I was just at the side wing and I was praying, and so I asked the Lord, I asked Him, "Lord, are you calling me to the priesthood?" And I told Him, "If you are calling me to the priesthood, then you give me a sign." And after receiving Holy Communion, I just knelt down at the pew, and suddenly I felt I was in this vacuum with only the Lord and I, and the Lord's voice came back and telling me that, "I know what you need and I know what you want, but I want you to focus on me. I want you to listen to the communion hymns, and I want you to focus on me." I literally stopped everything. I was kneeling down, I literally stopped praying, and I just looked at the crucifix again. And the Lord's voice came back asking me, Bernard, do you love me?" I could not say, "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." I could not even say yes. But yet at the same time, I just felt that I need to ask the Lord, right? Because this is the only time where I could really hear His voice so audibly. I told the Lord, I said that I'm not worthy to be your priest because I'm a sinful man. And the Lord said, I do not come to call those who think that they are worthy, but I come to call sinners. So I said, okay, but I'm just a poly graduate. Look at your priests, they're all like degree holders, some even doctorates. And I just felt this strong sense of inadequacy. And then the Lord said, look at the 12 disciples. None of them has even a PSLE certificate. I was like, okay, but I still don't think that I'm worthy to be a priest because I'm not a good speaker. Look at your priests, they're all like dynamic. I feel that they give really good homilies, retreats and all that. And then the Lord said, look at Moses. Moses can't even utter a word in front of Pharaoh, but I sent Aaron to help him. I was just so overwhelmed again, right? And I was just tearing non-stop, and I felt it was just like a water tap, that can't be switched off. And I just felt so overwhelmed with the Lord's love. I just felt very overwhelmed with the Lord's grace. I was just totally lost for words. I could not say anything else. And then the Lord said, Bernard, if you love me, feed my sheep. Well, I was just, again, overwhelmed with emotions. I was just tearing non-stop. And I was praying passively, Lord, are you calling me? Are you calling me to the priesthood? There was this strong sense of warmth burning up in my heart. And the desire towards the priesthood came back, and I just felt it was just so overwhelming. I was praying, and I told the Lord, I said that, Lord, I can run away from you, but I can never hide from you. And I'm just tired of running. Here I am, I come to do your will. And after I said that, I felt this deep sense of peace within my heart that really the Lord has always been there. I just felt that the Lord has been patiently waiting for me to answer His call. So I went to see Father Val, and then I started journeying with the seminary fathers. Then I entered the seminary in 2018. I feel that 8 years in the seminary just flew past like that. There were many ups and downs. Then my second year, I almost gave up. I almost, just call it quits, right? Because I was really struggling with my studies. I was struggling to understand my philosophy studies and modules. I just felt that I didn't sign up for this. Right? I just felt it was just so difficult, and even in my prayer life, I just felt it's just darkness and emptiness. And I just kept questioning the Lord, Lord, where are you? Where are you? I kind of lose the meaning and purpose here in the seminary. Maybe it's really God's grace that in those moments, the Lord has sent different people to assure me, to encourage me. And one of it I could remember was Eugene, Marcus and I. We were going to St. Joseph's home. I was sitting with this resident, and so she was sharing with me her conversion story. Then she asked me, will you be ordained by then? Then I said, I don't know. I really don't know. She asked me again, why do you think you won't be ordained? Then I said, well, there's no guarantee in life. There's no guarantee that I'll finish my studies. I just short of telling her that because I'm struggling now in my studies. And then she said something which really struck me. Even up to this point of time, I could still remember her statement. She said, brother, remember, it was the Lord who called you. Wow, I was just, I felt I was being hit by a truck. I was reminded again of God's love. That has given me the strength to continue the rest of my seminary formation. I'm just so thankful. I'm just so thankful to the Lord that He has called me, that He has sent different people in my life to help me. Before we enter the seminary, we have to do 8 days silent retreat. My retreat master then was Father Greg from the Jesuits. Then when I was sharing with him my vocation story, he asked me, Bernard, don't you think that your story sounds a bit familiar? It's like someone in the scriptures. So I told him, I said, Father, my scripture knowledge is very limited. He said, well, maybe for today, go to John chapter 21. So I decided, okay, took out my Bible and went straight to John chapter 21. I just felt, wow, that was the same conversation, the same dialogue that Simon Peter had with Jesus, just like how I had with the Lord. I just took the time to reflect and also to go back to that encounter where I could hear the Lord's voice, the encounter where the Lord asked me, Bernard, do you love me? I would say it's really God's gift The vocation to the priesthood and religious life and even marriage life is really God's gift to all of us. I think very often we just go through life not realizing the blessings that we have received, but really, it's really the Lord's grace. But most importantly, it's really the love will move our hearts. So don't be afraid, love Jesus, love the church. Allow the Lord to surprise you, allow the Lord to show you the way.